We are back at the Ultimate Texas Podcast. We're doing some great stuff. We have a great show for you guys today.
Yes, we do.
We got my good buddy Suit Steve here. I got Fireball Bill in his
rare
fancy shirt in his rare form here.
That man looks good in tassels, I'll tell you.
Buddy Brent here.
That's right.
Coming back to you. We are back. We're back in rare form here. So we've been doing. What are we doing? Tell me.
We're talking to this guy. We're preserving Texas one beer at a time.
So we're all about Texas history, Texas musicians. So we talk about handcrafted boots, handcrafted music, handcrafted spirits, and food. We had Jason Cho on here talking about his
talking about local business,
like that.
Yeah,
Brent,
love it.
Dude, I love you to death.
Oh, get out.
We used to
And then some.
live in Katy together.
We did.
Sounds weird, but not in the same house, but close by.
It would be cooler if we did, though.
We all have a Katie connection.
I know.
We do.
Definitely.
We're neighbors, too, yeah.
Katie's pretty hot.
It is. Katie, it's so hot right now, you know? No, I love you guys, too, man. You guys are family, for sure.
It's good stuff. We're going to talk about all of the awesome stuff. You got so much resource.
What is his name? And who is this guy?
It's Brent McLennan. This is from the
That's right.
Broken Spokes, the world famous,
Internationally known,
forming on the north end of the
Kyle Field.
That too. All that stuff.
I hear you.
I know, brother. Why are you doing what you? Tell me. Give us the backstory.
Man, you know what? The band's been going since about 2012 in some form or another. And you know Josh Artell very well, plays guitar,
Broken
piano.
Spokes.
He plays. He and I. He's all right. Agreed. Let's not blow him up. Let's not build him up too much.
Nope,
but
can't do that.
No, Josh and I started the band originally, and I've known Josh for 20, 25 years, probably since I was about 15 years old. We knew each other in high school, and we're in bands together when we were younger, and had kind of reconnected later in life. And you know, when we formed the band, we were looking at like, okay, you know, we both wanted to play. We weren't real sure what we wanted to do, and I was like, look, what can we do that we can really get behind in terms of the art, and then also it's a little more marketable than maybe some of the stuff we'd done in the past. And so, you know, we really kind of came back to the fact that we all really loved roots. I love roots music of all kinds, right?
Absolutely.
Especially country and Western music. But we said, look, no one is doing the pure recipe, the pure form, no one. And we're like,
quick, I'm going to interrupt you.
Yeah, please.
We do it. My wife turned me on to you guys, and she's like, oh my God, there's a band out there that they're Armadillo Palace, and they're just like, they're like us. They're like the old school kind of just sound fantastic, you know, and they're from Katy. So I was like, I went and saw you guys. Like, wow, these are the guys. So
awesome.
From even back in the day, that's how I was like really kind of.
That's how I found you.
Well, and the vibe of your band fits this shop. So
100%.
It's like,
couldn't agree more.
It's like
on all fronts.
You know, every time you guys play this stage, it's like the whole place just kind of comes alive. It's like the walls come alive,
100%
the people come alive, and so we feel that vibe. And
but we do.
I'm not talking like Jumanji.
No, we talked about this, right? You guys, this place,
the beer's automatically just empty.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not even Friday. You know?
It's not even Friday. But to get into what you just said is like you wanted to find that kind of groove, and you absolutely
mission accomplished, right? Because the whole point was there's got to be people out there that want to hear the original recipe, right? The old school, not my version of it. Not so much. So we learned. I mean, we dug in and we were like, we're going to learn every aspect of this because we want to learn the kind of the recipe, right? And then what we'll do is as we learn and master that, then we'll put our own kind of spin on it. We'll put our own piece into it. And so that's where kind of maybe the last 4 to 5 years of the band as it's evolved, right? Because we kind of started as a bit of a cover band, as most bands do. Yeah, sure. Right. But we've kind of evolved more into who we are now and what we're doing now. And been through a lot of folks in that, but everybody that we have involved with the band now is good people and great musicians. And
so what was that kind of genesis moment, that evolution where you said, look, this is the special recipe where we want to kind of focus on that? Do you have some heroes that you were kind of focused on to make that change?
I don't know. The whole time with what we did, we felt like it was always kind of niche maybe. And so I unfairly at times put a little bit of a ceiling on it where I'm like, well, it could only get so big, right? And so we'd go along and then it'd get a little bigger and we'd go, well, it's probably about as big as it's going to get, right? And it'll get a little bigger. And then I think maybe a couple of years ago, we really sat down and we're like, well, I think we're putting kind of a very much an artificial ceiling on this. I don't know. Who knows how big it could get? So let's go. And so, being able to, I'll tell you one thing, being able to have a day job and be able to do this right is incredibly freeing because we can really do what we want and I don't have to pander to anybody at any point in time. And again, you know how it is, man, to a certain extent.
Texas independence.
When you introduce money into art, it affects it. Money cheapens art. I mean, it just is, and I'm not it's a fact.
Yeah,
right.
It is what it is.
And so we've tried to stay as true. Again, we're sanding some edges here and there to always try to continue to grow, but we always wanted to be kind of true to what we wanted to do.
And I mean, awesome, man.
And I love being in a bar and someone say, play. I'll tell you a perfect example. Some very nice lady, intoxicated lady, wanted to hear Strawberry Wine. And I was like, look, I just don't know that. I don't know that song. I just don't know this is going to work out. And I'm like, we're going to play 11 Buck Owens songs in a row until you leave. And having the freedom to do that and not be, most businesses can't tell their customers that, right? But, I can. And it makes me so happy when I get to do that.
12 years later.
You know what I mean? And that's what, again, 100%. That's always kind of.
But you've been like a musician for a long time, right? So I mean, this wasn't just you did this in 2012.
No,
you've been doing this for a long time as a musician.
As you say, it's a grind, right?
Yeah, it's a grind.
We have, like I said, we played pretty much anywhere you can play in Houston at any given time, probably multiple times. But
your evolution, right? I mean, you started. Yeah. You're a musician from like early days, right? I don't know how did it start?
It's funny that you
a
asked
metal
that.
band or what were you?
Well, it's funny. I'll tell you where it very first started. So, I'd always liked music to a certain extent, right? But when I went into middle school, right, that was an exciting time when you get an elective. So when I went in, it was like band, choir, or just where you rotated between shop and home ec and all that. I can't remember what they called it. But when I went through that, I was like, man, I don't know that I'm into the band thing. That looks like a lot of work. Choir, I don't know, those look like weird guys. And I was like, so I'll go this route. And so we're at the little fair, and they're like, look, the choir people were like, look, we go to Six Flags at the end of the year for a competition. And I was like,
Six Flags!
Boom! Choir it is. And I got in there, and they're like, hey, you're pretty good. And I'm like, oh, you think so? Cool. So that's where, honestly, as
what were you singing back then?
That's my kind of guy.
I know, it's awesome.
I literally was like, I want to do that. That sounds awesome. Sign me up. And so, yeah, that's where I kind of my official music journey started. Right?
What were you singing at that time back in the day? Where they said, man, Brent, you got.
Well, I mean, all the choral stuff.
You sound great.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
I've never seen you sing like I don't know, like a Disney song or something like that. Or
you could come to my house on a Wednesday night. I mean,
we'll do it. Your jam.
Got a young daughter, so
yeah.
But no, I can do whatever.
Friday.
That's right. Well, you know what? Let's get weird on a Fireball Friday. I'm down with that.
Yeah, that would be weird.
That would be weird.
Would be weird.
But no, I've
he turns into Ariel.
Frozen songs.
Stay tuned.
I don't know.
But no, man. It's
Ariel.
I love everything, man. I can go to almost any genre of music. I'm just a fan of music, right? And honestly, I'm usually a fan of like the most raw, hardcore version of whatever music it is. I'm always like trying to find the source of where's the rawest, kind of purest piece.
So, Brent, we were talking about this earlier. Kind of that the history of like the Texas Revolution and stuff like that, which is fantastic. Come and take it. Alamo, San Jacinto, but like you just said, I like the backstory. I want to understand like the genesis of that particular thing, the 1813 Battle of Medina, and like where did this come from?
Right.
Was it always just no, it didn't actually just come out of nowhere. There were some different aspects. And you start digging into
building up to
these
something.
different people and their
but then there's like any story, there's multiple sides of a story, right? And the truth is always somewhere within those versions, right? So if you don't seek out multiple versions of a story, how do you ever really know the truth?
Yeah, exactly. So then you're bringing your folks together, and you said, let's start a band. I've said that probably, I don't know, 10 times.
You should totally start a band. We should start a band. That'd be awesome.
We're getting a band back together. We've never had a band.
We're on the stage here at Republic Boot
That's
Company,
right.
and we're going to start a new super band or whatever.
You heard it first here.
That's correct.
Yeah.
I can't just go out and do it. And honestly, like, people kind of, I think that it's so difficult to just do it, like get on stage and be the guy. We kind of have to do that. Not that we're like you, but
No, absolutely.
When we're out there, like, it's like, all right, tomorrow you have to go present to St. Jude's, and you have to be on stage. And you have to be the guy, and it's really difficult to do that. So,
how many times have we talked about this very subject?
Yes,
to be honest, it's sitting right over there at that bar.
The guy, which is amazing.
It's hard to say.
You are.
People think it's so cool. Like, it's so cool to do that, but
because he's just him. But
right,
he is the guy.
Unapologetically me, whether you like it or not, right? And that's we've talked a lot about this is in the music thing about having this persona and all. And I'm not necessarily against that, but it's just not kind of how I was raised and kind of like how I am as a person, right? It's just not ever been my thing. So I'm not looking for attention, so to speak. I'm not saying I hate it, right? But I'm not seeking it all the time, right?
And he's not fake. What you see is what you get. Right. He is this humble guy. He's just
well, I try, but that's what I mean. That's what I try. I mean, I wish we all could be. I mean, I feel like this world would be a better place.
But it's genuine with you, and we see that.
Well, good. Thank you.
Which is amazing.
Thank you.
No, it's great. But it comes when you guys perform, you manifest into something that's bigger than all of us, and it's incredible.
Well, I mean, again, authenticity. I mean, people can smell fakes, to a certain extent. I feel like we're from a music perspective, we're being sold fakes hard more and more these days, and people are just kind of buying it because the groupthink mentality has become such a thing. But for the most part, right? I mean, I'll just be unapologetically me, and if you dig it, great, and if not, I'll go fishing and I'll be just fine.
That's right.
I love it.
It's freeing, man, when you don't care.
No, it really is. But you do care.
I do.
Because you care about your craft.
I do, 100%.
So it don't mean it's
at a very high level.
He's not real.
Well, right. And I've been around.
He's not being flippant.
Right.
I get that.
And I've been around people within the industry and things, and I feel like I've developed a decent sense of what I think is good and what people like-minded to me think is good, and I understand what the bar is in those regards. And I've always been a person in my life where once the bar is set, that's what we get up every day and we chase that bar. We may never get there, but the goal is to chase it. And so I have high expectations of myself, the band. I mean, everything that I do. I mean,
I think one of the things that's coolest about what all of us get to do on a daily basis is we get to work with, work for, and be around people that are like-minded,
right?
That love what we do, and we love being around them. Our clients, a lot of times they become our very best friends,
right?
100%.
And doing the kind of music that you do and being authentic Texas, you have, I'm assuming, a very loyal following.
Yes.
And those people, probably a lot of them, have become your
they're great salty earth people.
Yeah,
I mean, without a doubt. I mean, it's what you guys do. It's what we all do. I mean, in a day and age where people are running the other way to not connect with people anymore.
Right.
How can I not connect with people? Can I text you? Can I email you? Can I not talk to you? I'm still, I want to shake your hand and see your face and look at you. Like, there's nothing that will ever change that. And anytime you can be in a scenario where you are interacting with people, as long as you're not a total introvert, right? I think you're in a good spot these days.
Yeah, and I can definitely attest to that. I mean, you'll come up here just like you did the other day and just kind of hanging out and seeing other bands. You're not here to play. You're not here to.
I miss that.
Fellowship.
I felt horrible that.
No, you should have felt. Well, I'm glad that you do. You should have been. I'm glad you do.
But you get to see what Fireball Friday's like without me, and it sucked.
You told me you're like Chris. This is really just cool. Thank you for doing something.
Right. But you've created. There's a vibe in this building that it's more than booths. It's more than it's like it's people. It's atmosphere.
It's experience.
It's right. 100%. It's 100% experience.
But it's genuine.
Yes.
We're not manufacturing anything here other than boots.
Right.
But it's the experience.
Yes, and that's what I love. Like you talk about when we play in here, the energy of this room, everything feeds off each other, right? And I think there's just such a vibe in here, and you've created such a community around this place that's one of the things I admire most about what you're doing. It's like you said, it's more than boots. It's more than. So, I mean, you guys are, every time you pull someone new into this universe, like, it makes it even better, right? It gives it a whole nother level. That's
correct.
It's fun. That's why I love coming and sitting up here. I like hanging out with you guys. I love you guys, but you never know who's going to walk in here
He
and what's
stops
going to
in
happen.
and he goes, I only got 20 minutes.
I do,
About
and-
6 hours later, he's like,
Every time. Guilty as charged.
Uber.
Every time. And you know what? I love it. You know what I mean? It should tell you something that I don't want to leave, right?
Right,
That
right.
I'm having fun.
And we don't want you to leave because we absolutely enjoy you.
I'd have to go home at that point, you know?
Yep.
We love the stand-up bass. I mean, my wife's like,
Yeah.
stand-up bass, and you jamming on the whole thing. Do you play other instruments? I mean, do you?
Not really. You know, it's
guitar?
funny. I play guitar, right? And it's funny. I play guitar well enough to fill my role.
You can fake it.
I can fake it enough, right? You know what I mean?
Chords, you know.
I'm not quite George Strait beating on it, but I'm maybe not too far off of there, you know? Like, but no, the nice thing about our band, honestly, everyone in our band is really good at what they do, really good. But everybody understands where their role in their place is.
That's huge.
And it's taken time, right? And it's taken getting the right people in and all that. But when we're all together and everybody's in their spot and everything locks up, and that's when you have the experience, right? And everybody goes,
Harmony.
holy
Yes.
cow, this whole thing works. And I'm like, man, it's because everybody kind of knows to stay in their lane, right? You don't need to do too much. Don't do too little. Stay in your lane. And the product will be good.
You guys had some super
Great.
hits like last year, I guess.
Yeah, so we put out that album last year and pushed a couple of songs out to radio. I think 3 total in the year, and so that's the
So
first time
good.
we've ever done that, which was really
And
cool.
it sounds like old school stuff. I mean, I
Right.
know that's not
I was shocked that it got played. Honestly,
Exactly.
I was like, because I didn't think anyone would
because
play
you
it.
jammed it. It was like it's old school, so it's not like the Beyonce whatever thing that.
yeah.
So I hit.
I haven't even heard it. Is it good?
No, it's not. It's so horrible.
I haven't heard it.
It's horrible.
But not to knock that world, although we are knocking it. But
Yeah, we are. No.
that kind of world is not, I know, super marketable, but it went to the top, which is just a testament again to staying true to the brand, staying
Right.
true to who you are.
What were you singing a while ago when I was?
Oh, we
Yeah.
were doing a song called "Moved Into a Bottle." It's one of our bigger hits or
Absolutely
whatever. So
amazing
if
song.
we ever
Yep.
had one, so.
Yep.
But no, I mean, it's been fun, man. I've loved being involved in the band. It just hooked me up with so many different people in different walks of life. I've gotten to experience and do things I never would have got to do. And the nice thing about it is, like I said, very few people get to run the line of hey, I get to do what I love and I got to work, right? I'm kind of dipping now my toe into both fields, so I'm getting to do some things that I love and passionate to do, but I can still take care of my family, right? I can still meet my obligations, and so being able to kind of ride the line and do both has been really
Not so
the thing.
easy. I feel you.
Well, it's not so easy, you know, right? And my wife is fantastic. She's unbelievable. She has been so supportive, and without her and doing that, I mean, with what I'm doing now, it wouldn't
You
have
got
never
twin
worked.
girls?
I do. I have 8-year-old twin girls.
Yeah.
They are at home, hopefully. I think they're going to gymnastics or something right about
Yeah.
now. It's Wednesday.
Yeah.
But
You got to.
they're cool
balance
about,
all those
they're right. And I'm trying to, right? I want to be a dad. I want to be present with my family. I want to be good at my job. I want to be good with the band. And it, some
Are you guys going around? I mean,
causes problems.
yeah. Where's your travel schedule?
Man, it's all over the place, right? And I think going into this year, we'll probably do a little bit less than we've maybe done in the last few years. I want to make sure the things that we are doing are things we really want to do.
Well,
I think we've gotten past the point of just like playing a gig to play a gig.
Right.
By the way, that's you right there.
That's
Put it up on
right.
the wall.
Oh, there you
See
go,
that? You
dude.
signed it. I know.
Legit?
I
You're
feel
on
so.
the wall.
Oh man,
All
I
the
feel
stuff
so,
you guys watch on.
I feel so
the podcast.
famous. I feel so good. Thank you,
there.
thank you,
did.
Bill.
Right there.
And
That's
I asked
right.
you to sign that. Remember that?
I did. I did.
There you are. There it is,
Yeah,
right there.
that's us too, yeah.
Yeah.
There you
Look
go.
at that. That's the album cover. Check it out. What's the album called?
It's called "Where I Went Wrong." So it was.
What a great song.
It was awesome, man. We're and that's leading into what we're talking about. We played so many shows, right? And we've done so much that I think the creative piece took a bit of a backseat, right? Because Josh, everybody, we've all got families, we've all got lives, we've got things. And so we get in scenarios where we're like, look, let's get together, let's work on some brand new music. Like I've got a couple ideas, let's just kind of get back to the creative end of it. And we just played Friday and Saturday, and we've got a Wednesday and a Friday the next week. So we immediately start going into, maybe I want to stay home tonight, right? I worked all day. And then, so I think the creative aspect of what we do has kind of been, over the last at least couple years, has been put to the side. And I think this year, that's what we want to I don't know if we'll do it or not. I'll probably be up here on a Friday when I'm supposed to be doing that.
I know, Brent.
And that's what we expect. We want you to be here.
I've been trying to create a band for like 40 years or something like that. And
what's stopping you?
Huh?
What's stopping you?
Well, I think now we just started super bands.
Right.
We wrote down.
We're actually
Don Henley's going to play drums. Man.
we're marinating right now.
But how do you sit down and actually? So I'm just thinking about the creative process. You're sitting at home, you're writing down some stuff, and then you guys come together and try to collab on, the rhythm and the thing. But you have an idea where you want to go with those lyrics. Is that how it works?
Kind of. Yeah. So I'll usually come up, or Josh will come up with both. He and I are kind of the primary songwriters, and I think we complement each other well because Josh, man, he is so great with crafting melody.
Yeah.
And he's not to say he's not a good lyricist, but I mean, he really has an ear for melody and crafting melody, and he's got a lot more, let's just say, technical theory, music theory background than I do, so he's able to kind of put that to use. I'm not the greatest lyricist in the world, right? I mean, and we were talking about this with your lovely producer, man. The lyricists that I measure against are, in my opinion, at the very top of the heap. But
would that be Tiffany?
That would be Tiffany. Oh, she's so shy. I don't want to embarrass her, but I'll kind of usually come up with an idea, or he'll say, "Hey, I've got a melody. I need some lyrics." He'll send it to me. I'll be listening to it. I'm like, "I love this melody. Okay, the melody's in my ear. I kind of understand. Let me put some lyrics to it." I'll put some lyrics to it. I'll usually send that out to the band. Me just playing it acoustic. Kind of give them some notes. Hey, here's what I'm thinking in terms of how we would do this, and then we usually get everybody kind of in the room. And everybody's kind of listened to it. They have some ideas, and then we just kind of work it out.
Just work it out.
And sometimes we try it. We're like, hey, let's do this way. Let's do it that way, and let's see.
How long does it take you to take all those things together and actually do an album? I mean, are you sitting in the
us or normal people?
No, you.
Yeah.
A long time.
I know you guys are all over the place. You got families,
right? Right. A long time. So no,
we're gonna take all of this stuff and just jam it into a record.
But you have to keep in mind that they have lives and other jobs and stuff. So
and you got to book recording time. It's expensive to actually go in there and actually.
Yeah, and that's what's crazy is for most small independent artists, right? Recording is an absolute sunk cost at this point, right? You're making records and new music essentially just to have something to put out to promote, to try to play a show where you can actually make some money. Yeah. And so I don't know that the public kind of quite understands that, where it used to be that artists made a lot of money off of CDs and records and tapes and all kinds of things. And way different world. So now there are still people that do that, but it's the very, very top, right? Sure. And most artists that are trying to make a living are out there selling merch, playing shows.
That's where the money is.
That's where the money is for us, right? In terms of the feeding the business. So everything we're doing on that front usually is going to support more opportunities to go out and play live. Because at the end of the day, that's what we really love, and that's what we want to do.
Where do you primarily? So I see you guys a lot at the Armadillo Palace here in Houston.
Yeah, man, they've been such a good friend to us, a good partner to us. It's just a perfect place for us to be. So we'll probably try to do 3 to 4 dates a year there in Houston. We're trying to get out of town as much as we can. I mean, we'll play, just like I said, we'll play anywhere once. But
3 or 4 times here at Republic Company.
Yeah. And I've been asking you for a while. We want to come do a Friday.
We're ready. Yeah, we're ready.
I want to come do it.
Right, I got some dates coming.
We were so blessed as well that you guys did your shoots here.
We did our last pictures. It was awesome. And I remember being in here going, man, this would be a perfect spot to do something.
And the lady was with, what's the name of the lady that did the?
So it's called My Heavy Glow.
My Heavy Glow.
She is awesome. She's out of Boston.
Different looking,
Yes. She's very hip. She's cool. I'm like, and again, there's times where I'm like, if you can make us look cool, I'll give you. You deserve an award of some type.
Bill look cool, which
that's right. Exactly. I mean,
it was amazing.
Yeah, I didn't even
recognize myself.
Yeah. Well, Bill, you're welcome.
I'm like, who is that guy? Wait, that was Steve. Sorry.
Yeah. Steve always.
What are we talking about? I don't even know.
Yeah.
Is this like a
she did
makeup artist? What is it? What are you talking
No, she did all the photo shoot for the albums and stuff like that.
She's just very creative. I mean, she's very good. She's got when you see her pictures, I feel like once you know them, you'll know immediately, right? When you hear Stevie Ray Vaughan or Jimi Hendrix play guitar, you know that's him. Yeah. When you hear Flacco play accordion, you know it's him.
You see the light there, you see him back there.
Which I got to see Flacco this past weekend.
I know.
It was amazing.
I know.
You should have been there.
Should have been awesome, man.
I should have been there.
That's something else. Never mind. Should have been there.
I should have been there.
It was really cool.
What are we doing next? I mean,
what's up?
Everybody's jazzed about this. Everybody we talked to in the boot shop, they're like, you got to see. We had a huge fan sitting here the other day.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh my God, where are the broken spokes? Oh my God. It's like, Brent's right here just hanging out. Oh, man, she freaked out, right?
She was a very nice
Absolutely
lady. Very
freaked
nice
out.
lady.
So those are the kind of
that's
things
not an anomaly. That does
happens all the time.
I appreciate.
Well, people nerd out.
And honestly,
we're guilty of name dropping, and we name drop you guys.
Well, I appreciate. Please, I name drop you all as well. Trust me. If I could ride your coattails into anything, I will do it. But it was cool that I needed that day, honestly, with the tunes. Like there's times when I get real frustrated with like any person.
So we're kind of like this
nice
reality TV show in here. So you can come here and pick up a lot of content for songs because there's some weird stuff that happens.
There is some weird universe. Some of it, like I said, when I'm ready to full on be canceled, I've got some ideas. But I'm all about finding that line.
Cancel me now.
Cancel me now, please.
So what's up next? What'd you say?
Man, like I said, we're gonna keep playing. We're gonna work on some new music. We've floated some different ideas about maybe doing like a little Western swing EP. We've been writing some more Western swing related tunes. Doing a new album. I don't know. We've hired some folks to help us on the marketing side, which is gonna be awesome. Hopefully that'll help. It's just not. It doesn't come natural to me at all. I'm born in the wrong generation, I think, to a certain extent, but. We're going to try to see what happens. And again, not put so much pressure on it, but like I said, reinvest in the creative side. And hopefully that, if we do right there, that'll be the key to the next level or the key to the next thing.
I love it, dude.
So if you don't know who these guys are, it's Broken Spokes. So how do we find you? And then at the same time is that we will actually put some stuff out on our sites, so you'll be able to know, and we'll play some music as well.
Yeah,
but
I appreciate that.
Talk about
go to our website, brokenspokesmusic.com. We're at the Broken Spokes on Facebook, Instagram, Broken Spokes HTX on Twitter. When you see this beautiful mug, you'll know you're in the right place. Get on all Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you consume. We're there. We would love for you to listen, man. We'd love for you to participate.
Really, really good. So we always do the boot of the week. So we're up here we're in the Republic Boot Company on the stage here. And so we're going to show off a pretty cool boot for our good buddy, Michael Garfield, the high-tech Texan. So we just finished his boots today. So we got the Tool logo of the high-tech Texan there. It's hurting my hand because I'm an Aggie. And
I was about to say, I was like,
it's another one of these Longhorn boots. But hey, we're all Texas here. And
second place ain't bad. Not everybody can be it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yes. There's nothing wrong with silver, man. I'll tell you that. Nothing wrong with silver.
Second place ain't that bad.
I know, baby. I know. We had a good time there. We did some good stuff at the Texas barbecue cook-off.
Yes, we did.
So red and black, orange and black with the terrible thing on the back there with the logo there. Well, it's good.
Beautiful boots. And here's the deal.
good.
I've got some good ideas, Bill, about mine.
Oh, we're in.
I know. You're waiting on me, but I've got some ideas. We'll talk between now.
All right.
I've got some ideas about
We're
mine.
going to highlight them on a conversation when we have Dale Watson on here.
That's right. That sounds amazing.
Good.
My hero.
Well, man, thanks for being here. Awesome.
Thank you, guys. And no, it's my pleasure.
Spokes. Brent McLennan, fantastic. Thank you guys so much. Catch y'all next time.